Hello friends, in this video I will talk about diamond. Since diamond is very known material to all of us, so I will give the idea about the diamond. So what is diamond? Diamond is nothing but the carbon in the form of tetrahedral structure. So this is the tetrahedral structure. It's a bit technical, but we can consider that this is tetrahedral structure. If you put the carbon atoms in this particular form, it will make the diamond. Now we know the carbon atoms is in the periodic table, that it has the atomic number of 6 and the atomic weight of 12. So if you put the carbon in this form, like this carbon and this also carbon, so then this will get some special property that it will become a very hard material and electrical insulator and good thermal conductor. Now graphite is also the form of carbon. So we carbon in the form of the stacks of hexagonal rings. So we have the hexagonal rings. You can just see the hexagonal rings in the 2D, and we have the stacking of the hexagonal rings. This makes the graphite. Now these are the carbon. Here you can just see these are the carbons, and this particular structure get a very good conductor of electricity, which is known as the graphite. So the many applications of diamonds are nowadays, other than the jewelry. We normally heard about the jewelries, but we have the many applications of diamond in the research in many areas. Now the types of diamond. There are two main types of diamond. One is the natural diamond, which basically forms inside the earth at very high pressure and high temperature, which is high pressure and high temperature, also abbreviated as HPHT. What happens in the long time before the plants are inside the earth, that is the main source of carbon that is converted into the diamond at very high pressure and high temperature. We know that in the earth we have a very high temperature and high pressure inside the earth. Another types of diamond is synthetic diamond, which we make into the laboratory. First method is the HPHT process. The same process is used by which the natural diamond is grown into the earth. So we use the same techniques as in the case of natural diamond, but to the laboratory. Another method is the catalytic HPHT process. This is again the same method, but we put the catalyst, like some catalysts are used, Fe, iron, nickel, cobalt, etc. What happens when we put the catalyst? It's very high pressure, high temperature. So when we put the catalyst, the pressure becomes little lower. Pressure required becomes lower, and the temperature is lower. That's why we put catalyst. But the disadvantage of this process is that since we are putting the iron, nickel, so we have the impurities of these elements inside the diamond. Third method is the microwave plasma chemical vapor deposition method, in which we use the methane and hydrogen with some concentrations to grow the diamond films, or also gem quality diamond. There the composition is a bit different. So the natural diamonds are in the form of different colors, like light pink has the largest cost. This is just for the information that light pink is the most costliest. And synthetic diamonds we can also make into the different colors, like yellow. If we want to make it yellow, we just put the impurities of nitrogen, and if we want to make it blue, we just put the impurities of boron. But pink is a bit trickier, and it uses different techniques, and which is not very trivial. And diamond, when we purchase the diamond, or when we have gem quality diamond, it is basically characterized by 4 C's. Carat, like it is specified its weight. 1 carat is 0.2 gram, and then the color, like yellow, pink, blue, etc. And then the cut and clarity, which basically increases its attractiveness, like shining properties. Basically we cut like that so that we have a large total internal reflection, so that light stays inside the diamond most for longer times. That's what allows diamond to shine. So synthetic diamonds are the best quality diamonds because we grow into the laboratory by microwave plasma chemical vapor deposition, and we have the control on each and everything. So that's why this is the best quality diamond. So there are the different companies making the MPCVD systems, because this is the systems used to grow the diamond into the laboratory. Or in the companies, there many companies are growing MPCVD diamonds, basically known as synthetic diamond. But I will not quote the particular systems. I know several companies, but I will not quote them here. So systems are in development. What is ongoing is that systems are continuously in development to make more thicker diamonds. This is ongoing research. People are trying different method to make more thicker diamonds that will increase its weight also, like carat in the carats, and also we will have we can get the more thicker diamonds. Then the MPCVD method. Why MPCVD method? So high quality diamonds is made into the laboratory by MPCVD process. Another term I used is the plasma. So plasma is a mixture of basically partially ionized gases. If we just want to take the real life example, so our electric tube light, everyone has seen it, which shines due to the formation of plasma inside, because we have a gaseous medium and then we have a high voltage that discharge it and then makes the plasma. So in the microwave plasma system, how plasma look like, I shown the MPCVD plasma. So you can just see this is a plasma, which is basically formed by the methane and hydrogen. So this is what also look like in the tube light, but due to the different gas composition, etc. So there are several advantages of microwave plasma. Why people uses it. So one is that it is in an electrode-led process, because we don't have any electrodes in this particular case. If you want to generate a DC plasma, you need 2 electrodes, positive and negative, very high at a very high voltage, and inside which gas is ionized. But there we have a disadvantage. We have this is a glow region where we have a light. But we don't have light around the electrodes. This is called a sheath formation, basically dark space. So these types of behavior exist in the case of DC plasma or RF plasma. So but here we don't have this plasma sheath formation. So but here you can just see still there is a gap between the light and the holder. So this is basically due to the TE mode. But if you don't want gap, we can design the cavity according to TM01. Then this is what people preferred for the most advanced systems. So then we don't have the gap between the holder, the substrate or holder and the plasma. And the next thing is the quality of the film is very high, because here you have the electrodes. So because you are heating the electrode, and if you just generate something, if you want to grow something in this environment, we have the impurities of the electrodes. But here we don't have any electrodes, so we don't have the impurity of electrodes. So the film quality grown is very high. And then the stability of the plasma, here we have many weeks. We can make stable plasma up to many weeks. People run this system up to a month. But here we have a sheath formation, so the plasma is not very stable for a very long time. And next thing is the size of the plasma. Here we can get some size of plasma, but if here we can get some size of the plasma, like for 2.45 gigahertz microwave generator, we can get the size of plasma 6 centimeter. If we want to increase the size of the plasma, we can move to 915 megahertz. which will give the around 16 centimeters plasma, and this will allow to grow the large area diamond films if we want to grow the large area diamonds. And this is, and the next thing, if you since you have increased the size of the plasma, you will need large power. So we have the already available microwave generator with large power, so we can use them to grow the large area films. And I worked on this during my PhD. So MPD, so the drawbacks of this particular process is that the MPCVD system is very difficult to design, because we have the different types of modes that controls the basically plasma stability. And I did these types of simulation during my PhD, and also I do sometime currently also for my fun. So I have experience in different softwares like COMSOL's CST or HFSS, which are used for the simulation of these types of systems. And I also worked during my PhD of growth of diamond films. So I am still following the technologies.